Truly a where were you events, a where were you moment, and truly one of the greatest World Cup finals, sports finals, showpieces that we've ever seen. Let's celebrate that damn freaking anniversary, bro. So yeah, man, 2 years to the day of that crazy, incredible World Cup final when your boys Argentina won their third World Cup. Of course, they won it at home in '78, beating Netherlands. Won it for the second time in '86, beating West Germany in that Mexico World Cup, amazing World Cup where Maradona pretty much carried the team to a damn World Cup, the greatest one-man carry job of all time in a World Cup. And again, 2022, when Messi was tasked with being the Maradona for this team and leading them and helping them to get that third World Cup dub, bro. And so this is just like a reminiscent, and this is one of those World Cups where it's like destiny. It's like destiny. And I think destiny is going to be the theme of this vid. About it just had to happen. And sometimes in life, destiny is just destiny. Sometimes it's just meant to be. And once destiny calls, you've got to answer. Or once destiny is on its path, it will destroy everything in its path. And I think this was just a World Cup of destiny. So Argentina and France, it made sense for them to basically be in that final. And I'm just going to pick up moments here. This is one of the moments and key players in this whole thing. So, the 2014 World Cup final, Di Maria wasn't there. 2014 World Cup final, he was there. I believe he was injured. He didn't make the final. 2015 Copa America final against Chile, he was injured. So 2015, 2016, he was injured in both. But I think I can't remember which one. There was one where he started the game, but he got injured like about 15 or 20 minutes to go. But 2014 World Cup final, 2015 Copa America final, 2016 Copa America final, he did not play 90 minutes. And he hardly featured. So he either did not feature in those finals or he was injured earlier in the final. And this is what I always said. You have different players that do different things. Is Di Maria one of the greatest players of all time? Heck no. Will Di Maria be in a top 30 or top 40 players of all time? No, he won't. He's not in a top 30 or 40 players of all time. No, he's not. I can name 30, 40 players who are better, have a better resume, and have a better legacy than Di Maria. But in terms of it's a final, and I need a guy for a final, Di Maria is the first name that I'm calling. Of course, you've got Gerd Muller. Of course, you've got Ronaldo Nazario. But one of the first names I am calling for a final is Di Maria. Because you see, a final is so psychological. Because there are players who can't deal with the pressure. There are players who may fold on a final. But there are guys who they understand the assignments. Do you realize, people know I'm a Nigerian. 08, I believe it was the 08 Olympic gold medal game. Who scored the winning goal? Di Maria. The UCL, 2014 UCL, who did that crazy dribble and provided the cross for Gareth Bale that turned the game in Real Madrid's favor? It was Di Maria. The Copa America, I believe was that in 21 or 22? The previous Copa America before the World Cup. Who scored the winning goal? Chipping the keeper, Di Maria. And we fast forward to this World Cup final where Scaloni, remember, Di Maria was hardly featured for most of the World Cup. He hardly featured. But once I saw he was starting, I knew what time it was. I was like, no. See, Scaloni, he understands where, no. Semi-quarter, a final. This is the big game. The first name on that team sheet is Di Maria. In a final, the first name on that team sheet is Di Maria. And not only did he win the penalty that Messi scored, this dude after scoring a goal in a Copa America final, after scoring a goal in a Olympic gold medal game final, this dude really went ahead and scored in this final again an amazing goal, which was from an amazing team goal. When I saw that, I was like, no, this guy's resume in terms of big games is ridiculous. So yes, you may not remember him for his overall resume, but legacy. When we do football battles, my fight for his legacy is going to be, you can't name me a player that has a better international final resume than him. You can't. I can't think of an international player who has scored in a gold medal final, who has scored in a gold medal game final, has scored in a Copa America or Euro or AFCON final, and has scored in a World Cup final. That's insane. I can't think of one. So I always say it again, like, there are very few players who I would pick ahead of Di Maria in a final. Now, a season, a league, and everything, but in a final, boom. So at 2-0, I thought it was over. Like, because France were trash. Two key players in Griezmann and Giroud were done. And then once they brought up Griezmann and Giroud because those guys were garbage, I was like, wow, like, it's over. So I was like, okay, I guess it's just going to be easy. So then France scored, make it 2-1. I was like, okay, cool. I swear to you, when France scored, I thought it was a consolation. Because anybody watching that game, France were so bad. They were so useless. And the fact that you had both Griezmann and Giroud, two key players for that final, taken off, I was like, look, you just got beat by the better team. So it's going to be 2-1, maybe 3-1, and it's just going to be all over. So I was like, yeah, it's done. Argentina win, and they deserve to win because they have been one of the best teams. They've actually been the best team in the World Cup, and they have totally outplayed this France team, who finally get a consolation. I've been watching football since 93, 94. I told you I've got like two ages. I told you I've got two different ages. I'm really 20, but I told you I'm like a time traveler. So I've been watching football since like 93. My first World Cup was 94 World Cup. So I've seen every World Cup since 94. Götze's goal was amazing. Mario Götze's goal was amazing. And what made Mario Götze's goal amazing was that it was a winning goal. So I always say, like, Mario Götze has scored the best World Cup winning goal ever. I told them, watching. I can't think of a moment that gave me a greater out of body experience than this Mbappe goal. Because you've got to take everything into account. I thought the game was done. France were outplayed. Two of their key players in Griezmann and Giroud were off. Argentina were freaking balling out. They were dominating them. They were so superior to them. So to score this goal, which seemed out of nothing based on just how France were just trying to get back in the game, and the nature of the goal, and the fact that it was Mbappe who did it, I was like, what? I told you I had an out-of-body experience. And do you know how crazy it is? This just shows you how messed up I am. Whether I'm in the shower or walking and everything, as I swear to you, randomly, it just pops in my head, Mbappe, chest, boom. Mbappe, chest, boom. So that goal just keeps replaying in my head because when I see that goal, I just remember my reaction to it. Because the beauty about it was that, see, the beauty of a reaction is unexpected. So it's almost, I almost want to ask people, like, what did you do when that goal went in? Because I told you, because I just didn't expect it, because I thought, yeah, France are done. I was like, excuse me? So for me, it is easily one of the great football moments of all time. One of the great football moments of all time. And see, this was the moment this game now became great. Before this moment, this wasn't a great game. I always say the best football match I've seen is Italy against Germany, World Cup 06 semi. That's the best football game because from minute 1 to minute 1:20, that game was outstanding. That was an outstanding football game. Up until this point, Argentina were dominating. At this point, this now became great. Because what you now saw was anybody can win this game. Anybody can win this game. So it was France attack, Argentina attack. France attack, Argentina attack. And at this moment, literally, I was like, because the world just held its breath because nobody knew who would win. Because up until that point, I didn't think we were going to win. But after that Mbappe goal, the world just watched and held its breath as to like, this is going anyway. Because Mbappe was just going insane. Because you could just see the fear from Argentina where Mbappe was going insane. And Messi was like, no way. I think in Messi's mind was like, nah, it's not going to happen. And you know the sick thing about this goal? Watch it again. Messi loses the ball. Because, and this is just where people thought, okay, Messi's getting old. Because Messi lost the ball to Coman. So Messi lost possession, and him losing possession led to the goal. But you could just see because Messi knew that I can go one of two ways. I could either fold and be like, oh, not again, we're just not meant to be, or like, I may never get another chance of doing this. So Messi was like, no, I'm not going to go into my shell as I normally do. This is my only chance. So Messi was like, oh, Mbappe, bet, let's go. So the beauty was that you just saw the old and the new, like the veteran and the up-and-comer, just go blow for blow for blow. So Argentina attack, Mbappe attack. And the thing, when France attacked, it was get the ball to Mbappe. When Argentina attacked, get the ball to Messi. It was just insane, insane, insane. I thought it was, what was it called? Like Disney Plus. When Messi scored, I was like, oh, this is the perfect story. As in, if you just ended it here, perfect story. How the game went, what Mbappe did, going into extra time, and the guy who scores the winning goal is Messi. I was like, this is, end it now. End it now, and then he can say that I'm not, because it's like a story. Then it would be hard for anybody to argue, like, this is an amazing goal story. We just look at his career, what he's done, his pitfalls, his setbacks, him retiring, and it ends up with him scoring the winning goal after being up 2-0, 2-2, and he scores the winning definitive goal to make it 3-2. I was like, oh, this is done. It's over. And at that point, I was like, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. It was destiny, and it must have made so much of a narrative sense that it was Messi that was the definitive guy who defined this. So really, at that point, I was like, you almost like, no, end the film. Like this is where the film ends. The film ends, roll credits, and like you are applauding, like, wow, what an amazing Messi story. Like we had the good, the bad, the ugly, the redemption, and finally the victory. This is it. It's over. And you saw them celebrating at the corner flag. I was like, no, let's end it now. We can insult Mbappe with what? Easy, hold on. We can insult Mbappe with what? We can insult Mbappe only once. Insult him only once. Say anything you want. Insult anything. Because you know Mbappe won that penalty. Because it was, what was it? It was Montiel. I think it was either Otamendi or Montiel who actually did the handball. I don't know who it was, but it was Mbappe who did the shot. The fact that Mbappe said, "You're not going to beat me in regulation, bro," and said, "No, we are going to down penalties." Mbappe ruined that perfect PNC narrative. Because see, what this now happened was that it now went from individual to team. See, if it ended at 3-2, yes, it's team, but Messi scored the winning goal. So the focus of so the story is Messi scores the winning goal to win and attend the World Cup. Perfection. Bro, sorry, when Mbappe scored this penalty, when the penalty happened, when Mbappe scored that penalty, I was like, huh? Literally, I was like, what? It didn't make any sense. It generally did not make any sense. I was like, but the game is over. They're like, the game is finished. How is the game still happening? So, guys, I swear to you, I can't even remember watching the penalties because I was still trying to rack my brains as to wait, what just happened? But guys, Emi Martinez. See, we have to tell the full story. I get it. It's hard to be about one guy and everything. But see, this is a football channel, and the football channel, it is my responsibility to tell the whole story, the full story, to help me God. Emi Martinez was huge in his game. If he doesn't properly on a 1v1 save this Mawani thing, France win. If he doesn't come clutch, France win. So what Emi Martinez did here was freaking huge. And beyond that, so when you just say like, you see, it's a team game, but if we want to keep it a stack, that save on Mawani, and he was the only guy who stepped up to save a penalty in that penalty shootout. Emi Martinez was critical. So you really have to just say that the guy who really clinched it for Argentina was Emi Martinez. If you combine the saving Mawani and saving one of those penalties, it was Emi Martinez. So, and you say to yourself that to do Argentina win without Emi Martinez, I don't know. I really don't know. Here's the thing. They probably might have, but then again, it's like, would another keeper have saved that 1v1? Lloris was never saving a penalty. Let's just be stuck. Lloris was never saving a penalty. So he's trash. But you have to think about the Netherlands game. And you have to think about the shootouts against the Netherlands. And just look at what he did even on Copa America as well. This guy is an expert at saving penalties. But when you just combine the Mawani save and coming up clutch, Emi Martinez was huge. And I'll say, without Emi Martinez, Argentina don't win this World Cup. Of course, you can say without Messi, without Di Maria, but Emi Martinez played a crucial, absolute crucial role in them winning this World Cup because that Mawani save and that penalty save was freaking huge, man. But you see, here's the thing, guys. I think that you have to understand that there were many people that were dreaming of this, of December 18th, 2022. They were dreaming of this. And it was like a personal thing. And I think in football, yes, you have teams, but there are individuals that you get attached to. I am an appreciator of Messi because Messi represents football the way it's represented. And I said before, in 2016, before he won a Copa America or a World Cup, that, bro, Messi is the best player of this generation. And Messi and Cristiano, there's no comparison. Like, people who even try to compare Messi and Cristiano on a footballing level don't understand football. Goal scoring, fine. On a footballing level, Cristiano is not in the same conversation as Lionel Messi. He is the definitive article of this generation, and he's a guy who is in the all-time conversation. And once he did this World Cup in Copa America, that's when you now say, oh, no, let's now have a real discussion with Pele, with Zidane, with Maradona, with Nazario, and all those dudes who are amongst the all-timers. Throw in your boy Beckenbauer as well. But I think for many people, it was an individual victory based on the attachment they have to Messi. Messi is not my generation. Messi is not my guy. So I said to myself that this was very similar to my guy. So how I felt in 2002, in that final, is how guys felt in 2022. Because it's similar. So remember, for many basic guys, people went through the heartbreak of the World Cup final loss. Then the Copa America final loss to Chile. Then losing to Chile yet again. Him missing a penalty. Him now retiring. The insult, the abuse. So it was hard for people to go through it. And to go through that pain of retiring, of losing 3 finals in a row, missing a penalty as well. And to come through to finally have that redemption. For people who were Messi fans, oh my gosh, it was joyous. Guys, I told you. Like, that's 98 World Cup. I almost cried. Because for me, Ronaldo, he's like my superhero. So it was like seeing someone like literally shank your superhero in the back. Because I remember sitting down at that 98 World Cup and I was like, wait, what happened to my hero? What happened to my hero? Like, did they really go ahead and poison a damn 21-year-old because they were afraid of what he was going to do? So after 98 World Cup, I thought, oh, he's over. The guy who was this my superhero, he's done. And with that injury, I was like, oh no. Wow. So to see how Ronaldo was able to come back, top scorer, the winning goal in the semi-final, both goals in the final, I was like, this is a GOAT. This is a horseman. This is a superhero. With a grenaded knee to be top scorer, to score the winning goal in the semi-final, to score both goals in the final. I was like, this guy really came back and delivered the World Cup. After what we saw in 98 and after his knee being grenaded, I was like, so for me, that's day in Otsu, oh my, like I felt I won because this was my hero. This was my goal. This was my guy. Just so to see him come back and redeem himself that way on an individual level, that was a personal success. So for many people, that night, based on the abuse, the Cristiano and Messi warfare, and all of the insults towards him, it was like a redemption story, a redeeming story. And Messi even said that this win are for all the guys that had my back. When times were tough, when I was being insulted, when people thought I was a fraud, I could never really do it for Argentina. It's for all those people that had my back and supported me. So that's why it was not only a victory for Messi, but for all of the guys who really supported Messi all the way through, and for the guys who Messi is your generation and is your guys. So all in all, man, it was a great World Cup, very memorable World Cup. And it's just one of those things where, and what people have to understand is that the World Cup it's different. The World Cup is different. The World Cup is different, and because I've been preaching about the World Cup for a long time, and people were like, "Oh, World Cup, how so?" When you just saw how that World Cup went down and what it meant, now you understand why it's so important to win, and now you understand why, not naming any names, without a World Cup, you can't be invited into the party. Messi, you've joined the club. Drinks are free. The VIP section is over there. Close the door behind you. Because if you'd have a World Cup, you ain't invited to that damn party. It gets real, bro. No, just guys. This moment for me, it was emotional. This moment for me, what Ronaldo did in Otsu, just with my connection to the guy from '98, this was emotional. So I can understand people. You know what? I can understand people's emotions with Messi because, bro, those emotions were shared with me in damn Otsu. See, horseman status, man. So, guys, like the vid, subscribe, and join us tonight where we shall talk about this tonight on the Hangouts and commemorate the anniversary tonight on the Hangouts. Join up. One love.